What's up, everybody? It's your boy J-Rock from Cape Fear Motors, back with another video. And today's video is going to be all about my pre-written cam tune files, or pre-written tunes in general, that I'm selling on the website capefearmotors.com. I cannot thank everybody enough for the overwhelming support that I've gotten for these. I did not expect them to sell at the rate they have been, so I'm very excited about this new venture. And I'm eager to help. So I wanted to make this video for those of you that don't have a whole lot of experience with HP tuners and doing this. For those of you that do, just let me know. I'll email you the file. You can open it as a compare file and copy and paste everything over as you please. But if you don't have the experience, just email me the file and I will take it from there, essentially. So first thing you're going to need is a jump box or a battery charger or a secondary battery. You do not want anything to die while you are writing or flashing a tune. Bad things can happen. I use this no-code jump box right here and it works perfectly. They say you cannot brick one of these PCMs during the reading phase, but it is just better to be safe than sorry. The older trucks used a P-Series PCM. These newer ones, 07 and up, have switched over to a E-Series PCM, which seem to be less prone to bricking than the P-Series. If you have a P-Series, I would highly recommend doing this on a bench harness. It is just way safer for you. But no matter what, always try to use an external power source for your vehicle so nothing dies while you are doing this, because it's just bad news bears. Like I said, I use this Noku and it's been great. Second thing you're going to need is your MPVI 2, 2 plus, 3, 3 plus, whatever you have. As long as it's an MPVI 2 and up, it'll work for you. And a USB-C cable. You do not want to use anything that has you do this over Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. You want to be hardwired to the laptop. I cannot stress this enough. Very dangerous to do it over Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. I'm using a gaming laptop. I do this for a living, so I invested some money in purchasing, a laptop that would handle everything that I wanted it to do, that had power, had good battery, had good cooling system, and was beefy and up to speed. You can do these on older laptops. You just want something that has a good, reliable battery, or you want to plug it into the wall. So first thing we're going to do here is hook up our jump box. So this is pretty straightforward. You can use a charger, jump box, or even a spare battery and some jumper cables. So we're going to go black to the negative side of the battery here, and then red to the positive. And then we're already reading voltage. We're just going to switch this thing on, and we are good to go there. So next thing we're going to do is grab our MPVI 2 and cable and get this thing plugged in to the MPVI 2 via USB-C. I'm struggling a little bit trying to do this with one hand in film. Left my tripod at home. I'm going to grab this light so everybody can get a good view of where these OBD2 ports are. Typically on the GM trucks, they're usually dead center under the driver's side dash. Mine's right here. If you're in a GM truck, yours is going to be very close to this spot, depending on the year range. I'm going to struggle to get my lighting situation good here and out of everybody's face, but bear with me. And then I'm also going to try to plug it in upside down. So make sure you're plugging this thing in the right way so you don't bend any of your pins. We are now hooked up to our OBD2 port and have our cable in the driver's seat. So now we're just going to grab our tuning laptop. You could use any Windows-based device to do this. Again, you just want to make sure you got plenty of battery life or that you're plugged into the wall. I'm going to turn my fans on here. It gets kind of hot in the shop. I've had laptops overheat before being in hot vehicles, so I like the option to turn the fans on in this thing and keep it cool while I am doing this. So I'm just going to put this thing down in the driver's seat here and plug my USB cable into it. You'll hear a noise, just like me. And then I need to go fetch the keys. Now we're going to throw these keys into the ignition. I do not need to turn the ignition to the on spot just yet. I'm going to get my VCM editor open. If you have not downloaded the HP Tuners VCM suite, you can do so off of hptuners.com. I do not use the beta version, just the proven normal version. So once you have the VCM suite installed in the computer and everything hooked up, we're just going to type in VCM editor, and we're going to open our VCM editor, which looks like this. Now, do note that if you have done this before and opened another file, it could potentially open to that file. So I always like to hit File, Close as soon as my VCM editor opens, just to make sure I got a fresh start here and I'm not working on the wrong thing. So now is the time to turn the ignition on. You can turn your headlights off. You can turn your air conditioner off. And you can turn your radio off. The least amount of powered devices you have on in this process, the better off you will be. So once that's done, you'll locate this button that says Read Vehicle and click that. Now to ensure you have good connection, click Gather Info. Bam! And then you will show, if you're on an E-Series PCM, you're going to show two separate configurations, ECM and a TCM. Now, if I'm doing your transmission file, you're going to want to read entire on both of these. If you're just needing something done in the PCM, you can hit Do Not Read on the TCM. In my case, I'm just going to read the PCM, and it's starting. It's reading the file right now, and it's going to take it a little bit to do this, so bear with me for a little bit while we read the file. And again, you just want to make sure you got good power and nothing dies. Again, they say that you cannot brick these during the read process, though I bricked a Titan during the read process once. So that's where my skepticism comes from. Just better to be safe than sorry, guys. That was a terrible experience and took me days upon days and hours upon hours of my life to correct that issue. So now I just try to do everything by the book. It is reading the file still. It does take a little while to gather all this info. You just gotta be patient and wait on the system to do its thing. I also have my laptop set to not turn off when unplugged, because you do not want it to go to sleep or log you out. So, keep that in mind. Now it's finishing up, and the first thing it's going to do upon completion is want you to save the file as something. I like to name mine the vehicle description, so I'm going to do 2007 Tahoe mine. When I do these for a customer, I like to use their license plate number just to help me keep track of all the different files. And then also, pay attention to what folder you are saving this in so you can find it easier when it comes time to send it to me. So mine's going to be saved in Downloads, and I'm just going to click Save. Noting where it's going, Save. And now we can cut the key off, unplug the USB cable, and then we can take this over to the bench, and I will show you how to send it to me. Now, this could be different depending on your email service provider. I'm using Outlook, but essentially, you're just going to email it to me, which you can email it to me at jason@capefearmotors.com or shop@capefearmotors.com. I'm on Outlook here, so I'm going to show you what mine looks like whenever I go to new email. Just so everybody is on the same page. All right, I'm going to click New Mail, and then to shop@capefearmotors.com or jason@capefearmotors.com. And for the subject, you could just put attention Jason or tune file, etc., etc. Now, once you have done that on Outlook, to attach media or a file, it is a paperclip icon. I believe most of them are like this. You might have to look up your particular email service provider and how it's set up, but mine's that paperclip there. And I am going to click that and then browse this computer. Now I'm going to go over here to my downloads folder because that's where it is. And I'm just going to click on my file and click open. And it'll load it into the email. Now you don't have to write anything here, or you can, whatever works, and then send. And bam, that is exactly what you need to do if you want me to do this for you. If anybody's got any questions, they can email me. Y'all got the email address, shop or jason@capefearmotors.com. If you would like to purchase a tune file, capefearmotors.com. Now, for those of you wanting to do this on your own, you would open your file and then hit compare, open compare file, and you would want to open the one I send you as a compare file. So then you will see a red and a blue tab up there that identifies which file is which. The red one will be the compare, the blue one will be your file. So then you just kind of got to go through all these tables on your own and copy and paste them from mine to yours. So you would click in this empty space here to highlight the whole table, and then Control C, bam, and then click your blue tab. I clicked the red one here. Sorry, I'm voicing over this, but I correct myself in a second. You would want to click from red to blue. I would be red and yours would be blue. I realize that I'm showing you this backwards right now and I'm trying to fix it. So click my blue tab here and then paste Control V my table over. And that's it. You just have to go through that one by one and copy them over and then write the file. I'll do another video on how to write them for anybody that doesn't have experience with that. I definitely appreciate everybody watching. If you got any questions, feel free to hit me up. And if you're watching this because you purchased a tune, I greatly appreciate the purchase. Everybody have a great day. Thank you. Peace.